Monday marks 6 months since Egypt's protesters took to Tahrir Square. While that country's leader, Hosni Mubarak, was toppled, the wider Arab Spring has turned into a long summer of attrition in Libya and Syria and Yemen. One country on the face of it seems to be doing something right. The Kingdom of Morocco recently approved a new constitution that gave significant freedoms to its people. But will these paper promises be fulfilled? Morocco is a monarchy with an elected parliament. Its foreign minister is Fihri, and he joins us today.
Thanks to receive me.
So when you read the constitutional reforms that were approved by, I think, 98% of the people in a poll, it sounds as though you're on the road to a constitutional monarchy, almost in the European style. The king retains certain powers on paper, but it seems that it is going to be an elected prime minister who will become the working head of government. Is that going to actually happen?
It will be happened because we were prepared for that, and because also I think that the constitution of Morocco is a constitution 2.0.
So you've been reforming for decades?
For decades, and maybe namely since now 12 or 15 years.
How do you ensure that the powers that the king has on paper are not abused, are not used excessively? You know what I mean? Because the king still retains all kinds of...
All political parties decide together to maintain two specific functions for it to His Majesty. First, as commander of the faithful. The second role, as head of state, is the possibility to manage the army, because our army is professional, no politics. But in all other fields, it's open for the competition between political parties. What? And the head of state, the head of government, chief of executive, will have the possibility to manage the country in terms of orientation, social, economic evolution.
You talked about the king's role as the commander of the faithful. He is supposed to be a descendant of the prophet. He is,
yes.
You know, he has this long lineage of 14 centuries.
Yes.
What I'm struck by about the radical Islam in your country is even the Islamists are moderate by comparison. I mean, your Islamist movement is headed by a woman, and you are training women preachers, right?
We are training.
It's the only Islamic country I know.
Exactly. There will, when I talk about the evolution during the last year, before the Arab Spring, one of the reforms concerned the religious field, and in this context, we want to maintain our Islam, but we want to avoid that the religions interfere in political issues.
Now, all this must sound very worrying if you were in Saudi Arabia. And people say that the Saudi regime has been trying to both woo and pressure the Moroccan government, the Jordanian government, not to go too fast down a path of reform, not to go down too fast down a path of constitutional monarchy. How do you deal with it?
Personally, I didn't feel that, sincerely. And even the Council of the Gulf Country Cooperation invites Jordan and Morocco to join them.
That's part of the wooing.
We can interpret also in the different way, is that maybe they want to share with us our own experience in terms of democratizations. But I think that it's more strategic, and I hope that we will have a strong partnership with the Gulf countries, because we need a new Arab League.
Morocco has another unusual aspect to it, which is that you have had a history of actually friendly relations with Jews.
Yes.
The king of Morocco sheltered 200,000 Jews during World War II.
Exactly.
With that background, are you hopeful at all that there will be some breakthrough on the Arab-Israeli front?
Morocco played a role since a long time, and Morocco in the 1985 decided and express that Israel have to exist and to be recognized by all Arab countries. And we play a role as facilitator, as mediator. Now, we don't have a friendship or relation with Jews, Jews are a component of the Moroccan society, and this new constitution recognizes that.
So let me ask you, if these reforms are successful, if the constitution is enacted in the way that, and implemented in the way that, that you say, in all likelihood in a few years there will be an elected prime minister wielding real power, and your position, the foreign minister, will not be held by a diplomat like you, but by some politician.
Naturally, it's open, and it was open in the past, but we see that in many countries, naturally, the importance of the political legitimacy in the cabinet, then with the legitimacy and represent people, it's sure.
So you're
right.
reforming yourself out of a job.
I hope that I will continue to play and to deliver and to give, thanks to my humble experience, the best we can for my country, because this country is a splendid country.
Foreign Minister, pleasure to have you on.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.